Can you share a little bit
Oh.
about your early health journey and what it was like being diagnosed with lupus in your 20s?
So I was diagnosed in my 20s, but I'm pretty sure that I had lupus when I was probably around 18. The first thing I really remember being was I was going to school at the University of Nebraska in Lincoln. It was very cold, and I remember getting to class, and my hands were so frozen and white that I couldn't even hold a pencil. Like, and you know, when you're young, some of those things you just think are normal, right? You don't really realize that some people, when they get to class, actually are able to take notes right away. So, you know, it doesn't take them a half hour for their hands to warm up enough to hold a pencil. When I was in around, I was in my very early 20s, 21, 22, I had a doctor who I had long enough to recognize what was going on. Like, she started questioning when I would come in. I remember I went in with, I tested for hyperthyroidism, right? And then she tested again later and it went away. And she's like, so that doesn't happen. Like, when that doesn't just go away. And then when she finally was like, I want to test you for lupus, I was presenting with ulcers on my legs and my skin. So I was having skin involvement, and my toes were like purple. And I was a vet tech, and I was working for a vet at the time. I've worn a lot of hats, done a lot of things. I was a vet tech, and I remember, you know, we were there late, whatever, emergency, whatever, and taking off my shoes. And his wife was like, there's some, you know, like, what's wrong with your feet? Like, they're purple. And I was like, well, is it, you know, I'm on my feet a lot. She's like, no. So my doctor, Dr. Hebel, she was amazing. Teresa Hebel was amazing. She said, I want to test you for lupus. And of course, I'm just like, okay, because I didn't know what it was. I was like, all right, whatever. And when she got, and of course, you all know that lupus, there's no definitive test for lupus. There's no single test. You meet a list of criteria, but a high 90%, 97%, I'm going to say somewhere in that neighborhood, people with lupus have a positive ANA. So she tested my ANA, and it came back, and it was off the charts. She's like, you know, it's crazy high. Well, so then you start, you know, so then you get, I got passed out, you know, so then it's like, we'll send you to a rheumatologist, and we're going to send you to a nephrologist, and we're going to send you to a cardiologist. And so you're seeing all the doctors, and they're taking all the blood, and you have 12 vials of blood drawn every time. You know how it is. It's completely life-changing. You're in an entirely different place